Good evening, everybody. I'm here to talk about the last book of the Old Testament, Malachi, Italian philosopher. No, actually, Malachi, the last book of the Bible, the last minor prophet. And in the Old Testament, minor to major is only how much did they write? And Malachi is fairly short. So we'll just go through that quickly. In case you're distracted by it, I apologize. I have had COVID. I had it for a couple of days as a real thing, and now it's just lingering on and being an annoyance. But I'm gonna put this video out to you guys anyway, because that's what I do. I was actually telling somebody about Malachi the other evening as a way to preach to them basically where the Jews missed the proverbial boat. Other places too. But do you know anybody that would go to a movie, walk out 2/3 of the way through and say, oh, that was great? Or read a book and do the same? Well, the Old Testament ends with Malachi and ends up very incomplete. So why would anybody consider that that would be the whole story? And the Jews, ever since, have been waiting for their Messiah. But their Messiah came at the time that it was appointed. At the time of Malachi, there was a period of great spiritual decline and moral decay within Israel. But Malachi is a hopeful text, very much so. And he talks about the coming of a righteous messenger, the arrival of a messenger of the covenant. Basically, he is the only, I believe he's the only prophet that foretells the coming of John the Baptist. And he talks about a figure who would prepare the way for the Lord's return. And that there would be a Messiah who would come as a messenger of the covenant, preparing the way for God's judgment and restoration and bringing healing and salvation to the world. But the Jews rejected Jesus as the Messiah. At the time that this is a disputed point, but I don't dispute it. At the point where Jesus arrived, it was at the destruction of the Second Temple. And that was the time when the Messiah would come, not sometime thousands of years later. Not that God would just go silent for 2,000 years in terms of prophets writing his word. That was not part of the plan. But Malachi's prophecies provide a vital link between the Old and New Testaments, pointing to the coming of the Messiah and the hope of salvation for all humanity. You see, the Jews always thought, even the disciples thought, that the Messiah was going to be a warrior and a rebel and would take over from the nations as a ruler, as such. And yeah, but mankind, humanity, needed some cleaning up first, which they didn't understand that. So that's basically the whole thing about Malachi, is to understand that the story doesn't end there. It's continued in the New Testament. There was the quiet period, so to speak. I mean, there were miracles during that period. There was just no prophets writing things down. The whole story of Hanukkah, that whole event, took place during the quiet period. But what I would focus on with Malachi is that he said, this is what's going to happen. Just wait, just hang out and wait. This is coming. And that was what happened. And thank you to Malachi for giving us that prophecy. And we are so blessed to be putting our faith in Jesus and in God the Father, and not locking our faith into a belief that is not biblical, which has a misunderstood vision of who the Messiah would be and how he would save us. And that being said, I'm going to go blow my nose, and wish me luck, and I hope to see you soon. I can't say that I'm symptom-free, so I'll see you as soon as these really tenacious little symptoms pass me by. And praise the Lord, and I wish you all full health